dealt with how we calculate overtime for manufacturing jobs. However, additional agreements were made regarding how many employees may work, how many hours an employee may work in manufacturing jobs. Unfortunately, the language used in that agreement did not fit under the relating clause, and so in passing Senate Bill 984, parties agreed to continue working on a new bill in the House, which is what we have before us today. As the bill went forward, especially when it came over to the Senate, various industries, largely those that deal with perishable items, came forward to share how the language would impact them, so additional agreements were made to accommodate their needs. One of the primary provisions in the bill is a piece that clarifies in statute how we calculate overtime, otherwise known as the overtime fix. There were two places in the law that deal with overtime, one with guidance on how to calculate daily overtime and one with guidance on how to calculate weekly overtime. This made it so businesses were in violation of the law if they did not pay both weekly and daily overtime. This bill clarifies that employers are required to pay the greater of either weekly or daily overtime amount. The bill also states that there is a cap on the number of hours an employee can work in a manufacturing job. The cap is 60 hours, and any hours above 55 must be voluntarily consented to by an employee and agreed to in writing. For employers with businesses which process perishable products, the cap is higher for part of the year. Those employers may file an undue hardship with BOLI, and employees can voluntarily agree to work up to 80 hours a week for 21 weeks a year. Additionally, for any of the 4 weeks within a 21-week exemption provision, employees can voluntarily agree to work 84 hours a week. Lastly, individuals who process seafood are exempted from the cap, and employers will calculate their overtime payments for employees on a daily basis. There is an emergency clause on the bill so that the overtime fix portion of the bill can go into effect upon passage. The other parts of the bill will go into effect January of 2018. I appreciate the time that has been put in by the stakeholders. I especially want to thank Jess from AFL-CIO. I'm sure she's here today, along with Betsy Earls from AOI and Amanda Dalton from the Grocers Association and all the other individuals who worked on the bill. I also want to thank the Senate Workforce Chair, Senator Knopp, for working with me on these issues so we could bring forward a bipartisan bill. But last but not least, I want to thank you, Mr. President, and again, Anna Braun from your staff, from your office, for your support and leadership on this bill. And I urge an aye vote from everyone on House Bill 3458B.
Discussion of the measure, please. Senator Knopp, your closing, please.